Have you ever looked at the spare change in your drawer and wondered if one of those coins could be worth a fortune? Well, today we're talking about the 1992 D. Kennedy half dollar, a coin that, under the right circumstances, can be worth up to $1.6 million. That's right, a simple 50-cent piece that could change your life. So, if you're between 30 and 70 and maybe sitting on a collection of coins, stay tuned. This could be the most valuable 10 minutes of your day. The Kennedy half dollar was first introduced in 1964, right after the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy. It quickly became one of America's most beloved coins. The U.S. Mint struck these half dollars in large numbers, but collectors often tucked them away because of Kennedy's popularity. By 1992, most half dollars were being minted in Denver and Philadelphia, but something unusual happened with some coins minted at the Denver Mint, also known as the D Mint mark. A few rare errors and varieties slipped into circulation, and these are the coins collectors are willing to pay big money for. Not every 1992 D half dollar is worth millions. Most are only worth their face value, 50 cents. But certain rare minting errors and conditions make a world of difference. Some 1992 D. Kennedy halves were mistakenly struck with proof dyes, giving them a mirror-like finish that normal circulation coins shouldn't have. Coins graded MS-67 or higher can command astronomical prices at auction. The handful of coins with double-die errors or misplaced mint marks have sold for record-breaking amounts. One of these rare 1992 D. Kennedy half dollars recently fetched $1.6 million at auction because it combined rarity, condition, and collector demand. That's why people are hunting for them. Here's what you'll need to do. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to inspect the details. Look closely at the D Mint mark below Kennedy's neck. Is it sharp, or does it look doubled or misplaced? Check the overall condition. The fewer scratches and the shinier the surface, the better. If you suspect you've got something special, don't clean it. Cleaning a coin can destroy its value. The next step is to get your coin professionally graded. Companies like PCGS or NGC are the gold standard in coin grading. They'll examine your coin, verify its authenticity, and assign it a grade at a coin that's verified at a high grade, especially if it has a unique error, could be worth hundreds of thousands or even millions at auction. Once your coin is graded, you have several options for selling. Major auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers. These are where million-dollar coins often sell. Many will give you a fair price if they know you have something valuable. Some high-end collectors are willing to pay top dollar directly. Be careful, though. Avoid pawn shops or anyone pressuring you to sell quickly. Always get multiple offers so you don't leave money on the table. So there you have it, the story of the 1992 D. Kennedy half dollar that could be worth $1.6 million. While most are common, that one rare variety could change your financial future. If you've got old coins lying around, it's time to check them. Who knows? You might be holding a small piece of American history and a big piece of wealth. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with a friend who might have coins collecting dust. And tell me in the comments, what's the most interesting coin you've ever found? We're talking about the 1989 Kennedy half dollar with the P Mint mark, a coin that has shocked collectors and sellers with its potential value. If you're between the ages of 30 and 70 and thinking about selling old coins, this video could be the most important 10 minutes you watch this year. The Kennedy half dollar was first minted in 1964, just months after the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy. The coin quickly became one of America's most beloved designs. By 1989, the coin was still being struck, but not many people were paying close attention anymore. Most were used in casinos, vending machines, and circulation. But here's the twist. Some 1989 P. Kennedy half dollars struck at the Philadelphia Mint have been found with extremely rare errors or unique qualities that drive their value into the hundreds of thousands, even millions. So what makes a regular-looking 1989 Kennedy half dollar suddenly worth $1.5 million? The answer lies in rarity, condition, and errors. Condition. Coins graded MS-67 or higher by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC are considered investment quality. Fewer than a handful exist in that top condition for the 1989 P. Misstrikes, double dies, and off-center strikes are the jackpot finds. For example, a double die error can make a coin one of a kind. Wealthy collectors are willing to pay extraordinary prices for rare Kennedy halves, because the Kennedy series is iconic, emotional, and highly collectible. And that's where the $1.5 million figure comes in. It's tied to auction estimates and extreme rarity for certain 1989p mint mark examples in pristine condition with special errors. If you're sitting at home wondering, do I have one of these? Here's what to look for. Flip the coin and check for the P mint mark, just above the date. Examine with a magnifier for doubling on the lettering, Kennedy's I, or the date. Missing details, off-center designs, or unusual rim shapes. Check the condition. If your coin looks untouched, shiny, and scratch-free, you might be sitting on a treasure. If you think your coin matches any of these, do not clean it, and don't rush to sell. Instead, get it graded by a trusted third-party grading service like PCGS or NGC. Now, let's say you find one. Where do you sell it? Here are the safest options. Major auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers. Certified coin dealers registered with the American Numismatic Association. Reputable online auctions like eBay, but only if the coin is graded and slabbed. Many local pawn shops or small dealers may try to buy your coin for just a fraction of its real value. Always know what you have before you sell. The Kennedy half-dollar is more than just change. It's a piece of history, a tribute to a fallen president, and for some lucky people, a life-changing discovery. Whether you're a casual collector, or you inherited a box of coins from your parents or grandparents, one small coin could hold a fortune. So check your change, look through those old jars of coins, and if you have a 1989p Kennedy half-dollar, give it a closer look. You might be holding $1 million coin. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins hiding in plain sight, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and share this video with someone who might have a forgotten coin collection at home. You never know who could be sitting on a hidden fortune. Hello and welcome back to the channel, where we talk about coins that could be sitting in your pocket change, your drawers, or maybe even tucked away in your family's collection, and some of them are worth serious money. Today we're diving into the 1983p Kennedy half-dollar. Believe it or not, one of these coins has been valued at over $1.7 million. But before you run to your piggy bank, let's break down what makes this coin so valuable, what most of them are really worth, and how you can check if you might have a hidden treasure. The Kennedy half-dollar was first minted in 1964, right after the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy. It quickly became one of the most beloved modern U.S. coins. By 1983, the half-dollar was no longer circulating heavily in everyday commerce. People weren't using them much, so many ended up in rolls, bags, or bank vaults. The 1983p version was minted in Philadelphia, and while most are common, a few stand out as extremely valuable. So why is one 1983p Kennedy half-dollar worth $1.70 million? It wasn't just any ordinary coin. It was a rare mint error. The coin was struck on a planchet, that's the blank piece of metal before it becomes a coin, that wasn't supposed to be used for a half-dollar. Add to that its pristine condition, graded at the very top levels by coin experts, and suddenly collectors were willing to pay a fortune. In other words, this $1.7 million coin is the perfect storm. Rare mint mistake plus top quality plus collector demand. Now let's be realistic. Not every 1983p Kennedy half-dollar is worth millions. Circulated condition, the kind you might find in a change jar, usually 50 cents to $2, around $10 to $25, anywhere from $100 up to $1,500. Depending on the grade, this is where values explode, from a few $100s to tens of thousands, and in the most extreme case, that $1.7 million record. Most are worth pocket change, but special ones are worth big money. Look for the small P under Kennedy's neck, near the date. That tells you it's from Philadelphia. Coins with no scratches, strong luster, and nowhere worth more. Off-center strikes. Double die features, where lettering looks doubled. Wrong planchet errors, like if the coin looks the wrong color or weight. Missing details or strange shapes. If you think your coin might have an error, don't clean it. Cleaning can actually lower the value. Okay, let's say you find one that looks promising. How do you sell it? Step 1. Get it appraised or graded by a reputable company like PCGS or NGC. They'll give you an official grade and confirm errors. Step 2. Compare it with recent auction results on sites like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers. Step 3. Decide whether to sell privately, at auction, or through a coin dealer. And remember, rare coins often bring the highest prices at public auctions, where multiple collectors bid against each other. For those of you building a collection or checking your family's old coins, here are a few tips. Always store coins in protective holders to avoid scratches. Keep a magnifying glass handy to spot errors. Educate yourself on the Kennedy series. Knowledge is money in the coin world. So, while most 1983 P. Kennedy half dollars are worth just a little over face value, a select few, especially mint errors in pristine condition, can be worth thousands, and in one legendary case, over $1.7 million. Check your change, check your old coin jars, and who knows, you might just have a hidden fortune. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and share with someone who has old coins lying around. Did you know that a simple 1980 D. Kennedy half dollar, yes, the coin you may have sitting in a drawer, in a jar, or tucked away in your old wallet, could be worth as much as $1.6 million? That's right. A coin that most people spent at the grocery store back in the 80s might just be your ticket to a life-changing payday. In today's video, I'll break down exactly why this coin can be so valuable, how to tell if you have one, and what to do if you think you've struck gold or silver in this case. The Kennedy half dollar was first minted in 1964, right after President John F. Kennedy's tragic assassination. The coin quickly became a symbol of American pride and remembrance. The early half dollars, minted in 1964, were made of 90% silver, already highly collectible. But by 1971, the U.S. Mint switched over to copper-nickel, which meant most half dollars after that weren't made with silver at all. But here's the kicker. Even after silver was phased out, certain coins, because of errors, special minting circumstances, or rarity, are worth a fortune to collectors today. In 1980, the Denver Mint produced Kennedy half dollars marked with a D mint mark right below Kennedy's neck. Now, most of these coins are only worth 50 cents, or maybe a couple of dollars if they're in mint state condition. But here's where it gets exciting. Rare error coins and extremely high-grade examples can sell for staggering amounts. In fact, one particular 1980 D. Kennedy half dollar, graded at the very highest level mint state 67 plus by PCGS, was sold for $1.6 million at auction. That's because it was nearly flawless, perfectly struck, and incredibly rare in that condition. So while most 1980 D half dollars are just pocket change, the rarest ones are collectors' treasures. So what makes the difference between a coin worth 50 cents and one worth over $1 million? The coin must be in almost perfect shape. Collectors call this mint state. No scratches, no wear, no fingerprints. Look for double dies, off-center strikes, or missing elements. An error coin from the Denver Mint in 1980 could be a jackpot. Even though millions were made, very few survived in pristine condition. Those are the ones collectors fight over at auctions. So if you've got an old coin jar, don't dismiss those half dollars. That 1980 D might not just be 50 cents. It could be a fortune. Cleaning coins actually lowers their value. Contact professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. They'll certify your coin's grade. Major auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers are where the big money trades hands. And don't forget, sometimes it's not just one coin. If you inherited a collection from a parent or grandparent, there could be multiple rare coins hiding in there. So, could you really have a $1.6 million coin sitting at home? It's possible. The 1980 D. Kennedy half dollar is living proof that treasure can be hiding in plain sight. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever found a rare coin in your change? Or do you have a jar of half dollars just waiting to be searched? Drop a comment below and share your story. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more coin collecting secrets, and ring the bell so you never miss out on the next big discovery. Who knows? Your next coin could be worth more than your car, your house, or even your retirement plan. Imagine finding a coin in your old change jar. That looks ordinary, but turns out to be worth over $1.4 million. Today, we're diving into one of the most talked about coins in American history, the 1977 no-mint mark Kennedy half dollar. If you've got old coins tucked away, you'll want to stay with me until the end, because this coin could change your life. The Kennedy half-dollar was first struck in 1964, just months after President John F. Kennedy's tragic assassination at IT became one of the most beloved U.S. coins ever, both as a tribute and a collector's favorite. Now, by 1977, millions of half-dollars were being minted. Normally, these coins would carry a small mint mark, D for Denver, S for San Francisco, or nothing at all if made in Philadelphia. But here's where it gets fascinating. Some 1977 half-dollars slipped into circulation with no mint mark when there should have been one. And that's what makes them so rare and valuable. Most Kennedy half-dollars from 1977 are only worth face value 50 cents. But the rare no mint mark error coin is a whole different story. When certified by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, collectors have paid hundreds of thousands, and in some cases, this coin has been valued at over $1.4 million depending on its condition and rarity of strike. Error coins are incredibly collectible because they're accidents that shouldn't exist. The 1977 no mint mark is especially scarce. A heavily circulated coin might fetch a few hundred, but one in pristine, uncirculated, mint state condition can skyrocket in value. Under Kennedy's neck, just above the date. That's where the mint mark should be, if you see no S. And it's a 1977 Kennedy half-dollar. You could be holding a treasure. Don't clean it, don't scratch it. Put it in a soft holder. Send it to a trusted grading service like PCGS or NGC for authentication. Major auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Stax Bowers, or Great Collections. Private collectors who pay premium prices. Or through professional coin dealers. But always make sure you get it certified first. That's the only way you'll get top dollar. So before you cash in that old change jar, take a closer look. That ordinary half-dollar could be worth a fortune. Who knows? The next $1 million 1977 no mint mark Kennedy half-dollar might be sitting in your pocket right now. If you found this helpful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more coin hunting secrets. Your old coins might just be worth more than you ever imagined. Did you know that one of the most common-looking coins in your change drawer, the 1971 D. Kennedy half-dollar, could be worth up to $1.5 million? That's right. A coin you might have in an old coffee can, coin jar, or tucked away in Grandpa's dresser could be hiding a small fortune. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what makes this coin so special, how to tell if you have one, and what to do if you think you've struck gold, or in this case, silver. The Kennedy half-dollar was first struck in 1964 to honor President John F. Kennedy after his assassination. These coins were wildly popular and millions were minted. But here's the twist. By 1971, the U.S. Mint stopped using silver in circulating half-dollars and switched to a copper-nickel-clad composition. That means every 1971 Kennedy half-dollar should not contain silver. And yet, a handful of mistakes slipped through. And when it comes to coin collecting, mistakes can mean money. The coin we're talking about today is the 1971 D. Kennedy half-dollar minted in Denver. Most of these are worth only about 50 cents to a couple of dollars in uncirculated condition. But the rare and valuable ones? They were accidentally struck on leftover 40% silver planchets from 1970. That error makes the coin dramatically more valuable. And when one of these surfaced at auction, it shocked collectors with a value estimated at over $1.5 million. So how do you know if your 1971 D half-dollar is the $1 million coin? Here are 3 key things to check. Regular clad coins weigh about 11.34 grams. The silver error coin weighs closer to 11.5 grams. A jeweler's scale can tell the difference. A clad half-dollar shows a visible copper stripe on the edge. A silver coin will look solid silver all the way through. Gently drop the coin on a hard surface. Silver coins make a high-pitched ringing sound, while clad coins make a dull clunk. If your coin passes these tests, don't spend it. You could be holding something life-changing. Even if you don't have the $1 million coin, don't be disappointed. Many Kennedy halves are worth far more than face value. Made of 90% silver, each is worth $10 to $15 just for the silver content. Contain 40% silver, worth $4 to $7. Off-center strikes, double dies, or missing mint marks can bring in hundreds, sometimes thousands. Okay, so you think you have a valuable 1971 D or another rare half dollar. What's next? Don't clean it. Cleaning coins can destroy their value. Use the tips I gave you. Send it to a grading company like PCGS or NGC. They'll authenticate it and give it a grade. Coins like this do best at major auction houses such as Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers, where collectors compete to pay top dollar. So there you have it, the story of the 1971 D. Kennedy half dollar that could be worth $1.5 million. Who knew that pocket change from the 70s could be life-changing today? If you've got old coins lying around, don't ignore them. Take a closer look. You never know what treasures you might find. And if you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more coin collecting tips, and let me know in the comments what coins you've discovered in your collection. Maybe the next millionaire collector could be you. Imagine pulling out an old coin from your drawer and realizing it's worth more than a house. That's exactly what's happening with certain Kennedy half dollars. One rare variety, the 1973 no-mint mark Kennedy half dollar, has shocked collectors with stories of values reaching into the millions of dollars. Today, we're breaking down what makes this coin so rare, how to identify it, and most importantly, how you can check if you might have one hiding in your collection. Let's rewind a little. The Kennedy half dollar was first minted in 1964, just months after President John F. Kennedy's assassination. It was America's way of honoring him, and people quickly began saving these coins instead of spending them. In the early years, the coins were made with silver. But by the 1970s, silver was phased out, and most Kennedy halves were just copper-nickel-clad coins, nothing special. But here's the twist. The US Mint sometimes makes mistakes. And in the coin world, those mistakes are pure gold. That's where the 1973 no-mint mark half dollar enters the story. Now, normally, coins are marked with a tiny letter to show where they were made. D for Denver's for San Francisco, and no mint mark usually meant Philadelphia, but in 1973, all Philadelphia half dollars were supposed to have a mint mark. So when a coin surfaces without one, that's a major error. Only a handful of authentic 1973 no-mint mark Kennedy halves are known to exist, and collectors go absolutely wild for them. Why? Because rarity drives value. A regular 1973 half dollar is worth 50 cents. But a true no-mint mark error can fetch anywhere from thousands of dollars up to over $1.5 million in auctions, depending on condition and authenticity. So, how do you know if your 1973 Kennedy half dollar is worth a fortune? It must be 1973. That's where the mint mark should be. If it's completely missing and the area looks original, not scratched off, you may have a rare no-mint mark error. Coins in uncirculated or proof-like condition are far more valuable. Get it authenticated. There are professional grading services like PCGS or NGC that can confirm whether your coin is genuine. Without their certification, most collectors won't pay top dollar. If you think you've struck gold with a rare Kennedy half, don't just throw it on eBay. First, handle it carefully, no cleaning or polishing, that actually lowers value. Next, send it to a trusted grading service. Finally, consider selling through a major auction house like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers. That's where serious collectors bid and where the record-breaking sales happen. So, is every 1973 Kennedy half dollar worth $1.5 million? Of course not. But the possibility is real, and even if yours isn't the jackpot coin, many Kennedy halves still sell for more than face value. Check your drawers, your change jars, even old collections from parents or grandparents. You never know what treasures you might uncover. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss my next breakdown of rare coins worth serious money. And hey, drop a comment below if you've ever found a valuable coin in your change. We're uncovering the story, the value, and the secrets behind this extraordinary coin, and what to look for in your own collection. Welcome back to the channel, where we explore coins that could turn your pocket change into life-changing money. If you're new here, I'm your name, and I help collectors and everyday folks learn how to spot rare and valuable coins hiding in plain sight. So, let's dive into the 1972 no-mint mark Kennedy half dollar, the coin that shocked the numismatic world with a value of up to $1.6 million. The Kennedy half dollar was first struck in 1964, just months after President John F. Kennedy's tragic assassination. Americans cherished it, and millions saved these coins as keepsakes. But not all Kennedy half-dollars are created equal. Most are worth only their face value, or maybe a few dollars to collectors. But every now and then, a rare error or variety makes all the difference. And that's exactly what happened in 1972. In 1972, half-dollars were struck at 3 mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Normally, coins made in Philadelphia didn't carry a mint mark until 1980. But here's the twist. One specific 1972 Kennedy half-dollar with a missing mint mark wasn't just an ordinary strike. It was a mint error tied to a rare die variety. This mistake made it incredibly rare. Only a handful are known to exist, and collectors will pay staggering amounts for one in pristine condition. The finest known example of this coin sold for over $1.6 million at auction. 1972 must be clear and bold. Check under Kennedy's neck. Normally you'd see a tiny D for Denver or S for San Francisco. If it's completely blank, you may have something special. Collectors call this the grade. The higher the grade, meaning fewer scratches and more luster, the higher the value. Coins graded mint state are the ones that can bring life-changing money. Not every 1972 with no mint mark is worth a fortune. You'll need expert grading to confirm it's the rare variety. Now, most 1972 half-dollars without silver are only worth about 50 cents to a few dollars. Some proof coins from San Francisco can fetch $10 to $20. But the error variety we're talking about, that's the jackpot coin that pushes into the millions. If you think you have one of these coins, don't rush to sell it at a pawn shop or online marketplace. Here's what you should do. Never clean the coin. Oils or scratches can slash thousands off the value. Send it to professional services like PCGS or NGC. They authenticate and grade the coin officially. Rare coins sell best through major auctions like Heritage or Stack's Bowers. That's where collectors are willing to bid sky high. So, could you have a $1.6 million coin sitting in your collection? The 1972 no-mint mark Kennedy half-dollar is proof that hidden treasures exist. Check your change, check your old coin jars, and you just might strike gold or silver. In this case, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe for more tips on valuable coins, and drop a comment if you've ever found a rare coin in your pocket. Who knows? Your story might be featured in a future video. Imagine finding a coin in your change jar that looks just like any other, but it turns out to be worth over $1.7 million. That's the story behind one of the rarest Kennedy half-dollars, the 1974 no-mint mark variety. If you've ever wondered whether the coins hiding in your dresser drawer could be worth a fortune, stick around, because today, I'm breaking down the history, the value, and how you might cash in on old coins sitting in your pocket change. The Kennedy half-dollar was first struck in 1964, just months after President John F. Kennedy's assassination. Americans were eager to honor him, and the coin became an instant symbol of patriotism. But in 1974, something unusual happened. The U.S. Mint produced half-dollars in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Most coins had a mint mark except for one strange, incredibly rare error, the 1974 no-mint mark Kennedy half-dollar. That missing mint mark turned an ordinary 50-cent piece into one of the most sought-after treasures in American coin collecting. Normally, coins struck in Philadelphia either had no mint mark by design or showed a small P. But with the 1974 Kennedy half-dollar, a small batch was struck without any mint mark when there should have been one. That these weren't supposed to leave the mint, but a few did. And because so few examples exist, collectors have driven the value through the roof. One specimen in pristine condition sold for over $1.7 million. That's right, from 50 cents to millionaire status. Your coin must say 1974. On Kennedy half-dollars, the mint mark is just above the date on the obverse side. If it's missing completely, you might have something special. Coins in near-perfect, uncirculated condition are worth the most. If you find a 1974 Kennedy half with no mint mark, don't clean it, don't polish it. Just handle it carefully and get it authenticated. Even if you don't have the $1 million version, other Kennedy halves are worth serious money. Made of 90% silver, worth around $10 to $15 just for its metal, and much more if uncirculated. Never released into circulation. can fetch $50 to $200 depending on grade. Double dies, clipped planchets, and off-center strikes can be worth hundreds or even thousands. A professional coin dealer or grading service like PCGS or NGC can authenticate and grade your coin. Rare finds often sell best at major auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers. Great for quick sales, but you might not get top dollar. And remember, never sell rare coins by weight for silver or gold value until you know their collector worth. You could be throwing away a fortune. Be cautious. There are fakes out there. Some scammers file off mint marks to trick buyers. That's why grading and authentication are so important. A certified coin will always sell for more and protect you from fraud. So, the next time you're digging through old coins from a jar, a garage sale, or even your grandparents' collection, take a closer look. That 1974 no-mint Mark Kennedy $50 could change your life, just like it did for the lucky collector who sold one for $1.7 million. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on valuable coins you might already own, hit the like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments if you've ever found an old coin that turned out to be worth big money. Who knows, your pocket change might just hold a treasure. Fade out with upbeat music and text on screen. Check your change. You never know. Did you know a 1998 Kennedy $50 with a simple little P mint mark once sold for over $1.7 million? Yes, you heard that right. A coin you might have in your old change jar, your parents' collection, or even tucked away in a drawer could be worth life-changing money. To end this video, we're diving into the story of the 1998 P Kennedy $50, what makes it so valuable, how to identify if you have one, and how you can sell your old coins for maximum profit. The Kennedy $50 was first minted in 1964, just months after President John F. Kennedy's tragic assassination. It quickly became one of America's most collected coins. Now, the 1998 P Kennedy $50 was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. That's what the P stands for. Normally, these coins are common and worth about 50 cents to a few dollars. But here's where it gets interesting. A very small number of these coins were struck with unique errors and rare characteristics that make them extremely valuable. Point one in particular ended up in an auction and shocked collectors worldwide by selling for $1.7 million. So, why would a coin worth 50 cents sell for millions? It comes down to rarity and condition. The record-breaking coin was a proof coin with a special strike, and experts believe it had a unique die variety, meaning the stamp used to make it was slightly different, creating features you don't normally see. Add to that the fact that it was in perfect grade PR70 deep cameo, which is basically flawless under magnification. When rarity meets perfection, that's when collectors start bidding huge amounts of money. Look just below Kennedy's neck. If you see a little P, that means it was struck in Philadelphia. If your coin looks scratched, worn, or dull, it likely isn't a jackpot. The $1 million version was in pristine proof condition. Proofs often have a mirror-like background and frosted details. These were usually sold in collector sets, not given out in circulation. Some coins have doubled letters, misplaced mint marks, or unusual finishes. These can all raise value. Even if your 1998 P Kennedy $50 isn't worth millions, don't worry, it could still fetch hundreds or even thousands if it's in great condition. Step 1. Get it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. A high grade can multiply your coin's value. This can destroy its value. Sell through a trusted auction house, coin dealer, or even platforms like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers. Remember, collectors are always searching for rare Kennedy halves, especially proof and error coins. So, the 1998 P Kennedy $50 shows us something incredible. Sometimes the coins in your pocket change or old collection can be worth far more than face value. If you've got a box of coins at home, take a second look. You never know if you're holding history worth a fortune. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more tips on coin values, and share this with someone who might have old coins lying around. Maybe the next $1 million coin is already sitting in your drawer.